Major move by the Houston Texans, reportedly. I'm Jason Bristol here in the KHOU11 newsroom, here to talk about what is just now transpiring from over at NRG. Laremy Tunsil, the bedrock of that Houston Texans offensive line, is being traded reportedly to the Washington Commanders. That's right, Laremy Tunsil, at one time the highest paid left tackle in the league, is no longer a member of the Houston Texans.
The life of Dallas Cowboys star Micah Parsons in the NFC East just got a little bit harder. According to reports on Monday, the Texans and Commanders agreed to terms on a trade that will send Laremy Tunsil to Washington. This major move caught the attention of Cowboys pass rusher Micah Parsons, who didn't hide his feelings about facing the elite tackle twice a year. Following the trade, the normally outspoken Parsons took to social media to voice his displeasure with the deal in one simple acronym. WTF, Parsons posted on X. Is this reaction surprising? Not at all. Tunsil represents a significant obstacle for any pass rusher in the league, and now Parsons will face him twice every season in critical divisional matchups. The Washington Commanders acquired Laremy Tunsil from the Houston Texans in what many consider a blockbuster deal. The trade package is substantial. The Commanders receive five-time Pro Bowl offensive tackle Laremy Tunsil, a 20th, 25th, 4th-round pick. The Texans receive a 20th, 25th, 3rd-round pick, a 20th, 25th, 7th-round pick, a 20th and 26th 2nd-round pick, a 2026 4th-round pick. This deal came as a surprise to many NFL observers. Adam Schefter reported the deal on Monday on X, writing, "Trade. Texans are trading five-time Pro Bowl offensive tackle Laremy Tunsil to the Washington Commanders for a package of picks," sources tell ESPN. Why would the Texans part ways with one of the best tackles in football? It remains unclear what led the Texans to trade Tunsil, who has made each of the last 3 Pro Bowls. This marks the second time he has been traded in his career after Houston gave up 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick to acquire him from Miami in 2019. In Parsons' defense, his reaction is completely understandable. Looking at Tunsil's performance last season, the challenge becomes clear. Tunsil ranked 23rd in the league among 141 offensive tackles in overall grade, with a 76.5 from Pro Football Focus. But where Tunsil truly excels is in pass protection, which directly affects pass rushers like Parsons. Tunsil ranked 4th in the NFL with an 88.6 pass blocking grade last season. He allowed just 2 sacks and 3 hits on C.J. Stroud in the entirety of the 2024 season. Pro Football Focus graded him 23rd among 141 qualified offensive tackles. Although he committed 19 penalties, Tunsil also allowed just 19 pressures on 1,026 snaps. That's elite protection for any quarterback. For a pass rusher like Parsons, who relies on his explosive first step and ability to bend around the edge, facing a technician like Tunsil presents a significant challenge. Now Parsons will have to deal with this obstacle twice a year in crucial divisional games. While the Cowboys love to move Parsons around, it means that he will have 2 not-so-great choices on where to line up. Either he lines up over the right tackle and gets protection slid his way, or he lines up over Tunsil and has a matchup with one of the league's best pass blockers. This trade continues a busy offseason for Washington, who has been making significant moves to improve their roster. The Commanders reached the NFC Championship game last season behind rookie sensation Jayden Daniels. Now, they're clearly not satisfied and are pushing to take the next step. The Washington Commanders, fresh off an NFC Championship loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, have been aggressively upgrading their roster. They made several key moves before free agency even began and followed up with a blockbuster trade on the first day. Before acquiring Tunsil, the Commanders cut star DT Jonathan Allen, who agreed to a deal with the Chicago Bears, traded for Deebo Samuel Sr. while giving up a 5th-round pick to the San Francisco 49ers, reportedly agreed to a 3-year deal with defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw worth $45 million, re-signed Zach Ertz to a 1-year deal, brought back linebacker Bobby Wagner. For Washington, the Tunsil acquisition is a game-changer. He will provide elite protection for reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year Jayden Daniels, helping solidify an already strong offensive line. The Commanders are clearly going all in while their young quarterback is on his rookie contract. One of the busiest teams this offseason is looking to make waves in the NFC and get over their NFC championship loss. Adding players like Tunsil and Samuel is exactly how they can bolster their already solid roster. In stark contrast to the Commanders' aggressive approach, the Dallas Cowboys have been relatively quiet this offseason. This disparity hasn't gone unnoticed by Parsons or the Cowboys fan base. The Dallas Cowboys continued their time-honored tradition of doing absolutely nothing to start off the NFL's annual free agent frenzy. The big move they made was bringing back long snapper Trent Sieg, which is about as inconsequential a move as one could make in the early hours, while the Cowboys have locked up defensive tackle Osa Odigizua to a 4-year extension, lost cornerback Jordan Lewis to the Jacksonville Jaguars, brought back long snapper Trent Sieg. They've yet to sign any outside free agents. This conservative approach has left many Cowboys fans frustrated, especially as they watch division rivals make significant improvements. When your division rival aggressively acts to get better while your team sits idly by and takes a conservative approach, it has to be frustrating for a competitive player like Parsons. Parsons did congratulate his departing teammate Jordan Lewis, saying, "Dog! Earned for sure. Congrats, family def. Gonna be missed." The Cowboys now have a bigger hole in their secondary that needs to be addressed, all while their running back and wide receiver rooms remain extremely thin. Dallas's penny smart ways could prove to be dollar foolish as they struggle to compete for championships. Adding to the complexity of the situation is Parsons' ongoing contract negotiations with the Cowboys. The star pass rusher is looking for an extension that reflects his status as one of the NFL's premier defensive players. Micah Parsons has established himself as one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL. He's been dominant to begin his career, earning 4 Pro Bowl and 3 All-Pro selections in just 4 seasons. The Cowboys and Parsons have yet to get a deal done despite his desire to do so this offseason. The pass rusher market has been reset by both Max Crosby and Myles Garrett this offseason, setting a high bar for Parsons' potential contract. Not everyone believes the Cowboys should pay up. Chris Canty, former New York Giants linebacker, stated on First Take, "Yeah, they can pay him, but then how does your team get marketably better from what it was last year?" They got 25 free agents, y'all. If I'm going to pay a guy $40 million a year, he's going to have to be a part of the culture being a good thing, not something that my organization and the rest of my locker room has to overcome. Parsons indirectly responded to these comments on X. "Lowell, I wonder, do people hate my podcast because it's actually good, or do people hate it because it's bad? Because hella people in the NBA and NFL have podcasts, and no one has a problem." The 25-year-old pass rusher is expected to get his own lucrative deal from the Cowboys before the start of next season and officially began negotiations with the team earlier this month. For the Commanders, acquiring Tunsil represents a significant upgrade to their offensive line. Tunsil has been among the best offensive tackles in the league since being selected 13th overall in the 2016 NFL Draft. As one of the premier left tackles in the NFL, Tunsil serves as a savvy acquisition for the Commanders, who are coming off an NFC Championship berth in Daniel's stellar rookie campaign last year.